Hey, que Pasa Calexico? Welcome back to the podcast. Like always, before we begin, I want to thank my anchor sponsors. I want to thank Sergio and Jake. Thank you guys for sponsoring the podcast. I also want to thank David Gastelum. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the Imperial or San Diego counties, make sure you contact David Gastelum at 760-235-9576. He's not only a realtor, but an investor with over 20 years of experience, and he will guide you through one of the most important investments in your life. You can also find David Gastelum on Facebook or just give him a call. 760-235-9576. And I want to start off by thanking everybody who's out there in the front lines, our doctors, nurses, truck drivers, people cooking our meals, people stocking our supermarkets, the cashier, cashiers, everybody that work in the supermarkets and in pharmacies, making sure that we have everything we need. And also want to thank our teachers and, staff that are keeping our students fed and, learning and safe. Also want to remind everybody to shop local. Some of the people most affected with the situation we're going through is our local shops, restaurants. They're our neighbors, our friends, and we need to support them as much as we can. And today we have a special guest. I've known her for a very long time. Actually, before we began, she's one of the people that calls me Josecito, yeah. My guest today is my good friend, Ms. Rosa Martinez-Lopez. Thank you for being here.
And first of all, thank you, Jose Alejo, for what you're doing. Thank you for being the voice of many of us. And yes, thank you to all our medical workers at any level. Thank you to the farmers for still working to bring us food on the table, putting food in the markets, and all the people who are still working. Today it was our day for trash collection, so they haven't stopped working. And thank you to everybody. Thank you so much, and again, thank you for doing what you're doing.
No, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. It's a little bit I can do, to inform the community, and also, my goal is to let everybody know, especially parents and students, let them know that the teachers and everybody at schools are still here for them. Even though if it's from home, they're an email or a call away. And a lot of people don't really, know that, people are still working, even though that it's from home, teachers.
Yes.
Even though you're not a teacher, you're planning ahead, that was one of my, when I thought of you, I was like, man, I wonder how Rosa is doing, because you're always going at 100 miles per hour. I'm like, how is she dealing with, being at home and not, because you're always up and down and, thinking ahead. How are you dealing with, being at home?
And actually, I've been blessed. With our school system. For those people who don't know me, my name is Rosa Martinez, and I've been in education for more than 30 years. And I'm currently, my position is called academic support teacher, which means I support our classroom teachers. I support the administrators. I support the counselors. I'm a support to anybody who works in our field. And as academic support teacher, my job didn't end on March 16, which was our last day. And so my job actually took another route. It's like still supporting my colleagues, supporting my principal, and supporting my school, but using a different route. And what does it mean? Okay, first of all, it's like I need to support teachers, like what type of materials to send home. The teacher, number one, they are the ones who know our students best. They are the ones who work with the students on a daily basis. And being outside the classroom and supporting the teacher allows me to have another pair of glasses and different perspective outside the classroom, but as a teacher coach for them. And so immediately I started like searching and working and looking for material that would be meaningful for them and for their students. Because overnight, all educators around the world, not just in Calexico, California, in everywhere, especially here in the United States, we were bombarded with so much information of like distance learning, remote learning. Here's a link, here's another link. Hey, we have this product, it's for free. We started like receiving, I don't know, I mean, countless of sites and to teach remotely. And when at the same time it's like, okay, we have tons of links to start like searching and browsing, but in reality is teachers also need help. I mean, tomorrow they need to start posting, or soon they need to start posting. We don't have the time to go over every single educational link. And I said, then I become sometimes the extra set of eyes they need. So what I started doing, I started digging into some of those I would say respectful sources, and I started like creating accounts and said, okay, is this good for now? Is this good for later? Is this good for maybe sometime in the future? So I started like sorting some of those things. Yes, no, maybe so, maybe this one. And then those that I found that were very enriched with easy to follow, things that were engaging. Then I said, okay, stop. I need to dig in more into this one. I'm going to learn more about this. They segregated by grade levels, and play with this a little bit before I send it to the teachers. So in a way, they know that when I send something to them to share with their students, if that's their choice, it is something that I already spent time looking into. Because every day, I don't know, by the minute, we were getting a lot of material, but we have to stop somewhere and say, sometimes less is more. And so I was like, that's extra set of eyes for those teachers.
Yeah, you're like a filter, like saying like, this will help you, and this, this is trash or whatever. Something that when I was thinking about you was, we used to work together at Dianza, when I was 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah.
And something that we really, took a lot of pride in and we worked really hard on was Camp 7. Is that still a thing? Before this, last year, were kids still doing Camp 7?
They're still doing camps at each junior high. They still, the idea of Camp 7, when our school closed at that time, like when Dianza closed, and we were not longer 7th, 8th, and 9th, and both schools reached out to me, like, can you share all your templates, your calendar, the layout of Camp 7. And so I started sharing everything to both junior highs and mainly to Kiki Camarena, because they're the ones who, a lot of our students went to Kiki Camarena. A lot of our teachers went there. And so they took our concept and they made that concept into their own. They added, they deleted, they tweaked it. And but they still have it. I don't think they have it the way we used to have it anymore, because I know that students used to come to our school. They started off with 5 days, and then because the budget, it was then downsized to 4 or 3 days, but it was never less than 3 days. And now what they do, my school, which is dual elementary school, it feeds into Kiki Camarena. So I know the teacher from Kiki Camarena. They come to our school once a year, and they administer the entry assessments. because when they go to the junior high, then they start like the working on the master schedule, which looks different from the elementaries. So they start doing that. So that they start asking for some data, like from our sixth graders, and but I don't think they have the camp setting anymore. That I can't say, but I know they had it for quite a few years after the Ansa Junior High was dissolved.
Yeah, because something that came up to mind, that if it was still a thing, I guess it's even if it was, like, it wouldn't happen this year because this whole situation. How have you been in contact with all of your teachers, like in terms of?
Yes. In fact, we have had grade level meetings with the principal, and I've been participating in every grade level from kinder all the way to sixth grade. And so again, I'm blessed with my position because I get to listen to what happens at each grade level. And so we've been doing those Zoom meetings. Also, I keep communication with the teachers. At the beginning of the school year this year, I created a WhatsApp chat with our teachers, and not only teachers are in the chat. I think every single teacher is in it. Also, our full-time instructional aides are part of this chat. Our tech, Jesus Bravo is part of it. So the only people that are missing so far is like the office ladies. I have not had the time. I mean, I have not invited them yet, which I will, because they're part of our school. And so, but so the idea of this platform was, okay, sometimes we don't, teachers don't check their emails in the middle of the night, in the middle of the weekend, but they always have access to their social media. So anything that happens, any question you have, if it's like school-wide, we just very informally, we can ask that question or any idea in there. Well, that platform has been one way that we communicate with each other when they have concerns about what's going on right now. They share their concerns. They started sharing their ideas. Hey, listen, this is the calendar I'm planning to send to my first graders, to my second graders. So they've been sharing a lot of ideas in there. They ask questions. So teachers have asked me questions via the dual WhatsApp chat. Other teachers, they feel more comfortable asking me or for support via text or via email. And so we just have different ways of communicating. I have also invited the teacher that if they needed more like one-on-one support, that they could also reach out to me and schedule Zoom meetings, which we have. And I have been part of that one-to-one tutorial for teachers, or maybe one grade level to tutorial. And so sometimes they said, Rosa, you know what, my grade level wants to meet. Can you join us? Yes, I'll join you. So Zoom has been a blessing in many different ways, because even though we are not physically there, but whenever we feel the need that we need to discuss something, we have the platform to do it.
Yeah.
Just before the last thing that was the last Thursday, there was a grade level meeting, and shout out to the fifth grade level meeting. They said, Rosa, you know what? We only have very few days left to teach. So we want to hear from the sixth grade, like what is essential for us, okay, to teach. So our students are ready when they go to them in sixth grade with a few days that we have left. So within minutes, informally, we schedule we call them vertical teaming. And so we had a vertical team meeting with 6th grade teachers and 5th grade teachers. So the 6th grade share, you know what, if you only have a few days left, do this for math, do this for language arts. And so that concept of vertical teaming via Zoom, we want to do it with the other grade levels where we meet with the 5th,
yeah, like a domino effect,
and the 3rd, and so forth.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, and that was one of my questions. You're somebody that, like you said, helps teachers out with how to teach your students and whatnot. That was one of my questions, was like, how are you planning on tackling this issue where kids are going to be a little bit behind the following year? And that's a great way to see it. Contact your 6th graders, see what's really important when it comes to the first couple of months of 6th grade. And that's I don't know if other schools are doing it, but if they're not, if they're listening to this, they could do the same thing that you guys are doing, because it's now that I think about it, it's a really smart way to get these kids ready for next year.
Yeah. And even though our district, I also want to applaud our entire district, because nobody was ready for what we're going through. Nobody was prepared for what we're going through. But immediately, I applaud them that they started releasing the iPads, the Chromebooks, the Macs, the devices to students. And thank you so much for doing this, Calexico Unified School District. And also, providing all different types of professional development for teachers. Again, nobody was prepared, and even though what we have so far, what they have offered so far, we're not looking for perfection, but they were there. They were there in many different ways to support and offer what they had on the table. So thank you. Thank you to the entire team. Okay, going back to your question. The district also has shared that teachers should be looking at the most essential standards or the essential for the remainder of the year. But when we talk to teachers, it seems like everything is essential. So from the essential, we have to go to the even most inner essentials. And that's where the input from the next grade level comes in. And yes, I just love that idea.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's different from your experiences in middle school to now in elementary? Do you think it's different? Because it's easier when it's a 6th grade teacher and a 5th grade teacher that are teaching, all these subjects in a day. Is easier for them to communicate than it is from a 7th grade teacher trying to talk to an 8th grade teacher to kind of see what's important for next year?
I think so. We need to keep in mind that at the K6 level, and even at the K6, there's differences. We call them grade spans. When it comes to K2, we usually call K2. Sometimes it goes up to 3rd, but I'm gonna just narrow it down to K2. We call those foundational skills, and mainly even more to K1. What does it mean by foundational skills? Students are learning to read and write. And in 2nd grade, they're still learning to read and write. And in 3rd grade, they started to become a little bit more like, we're gonna read to learn, not learn to read. So the 3rd grade is also very critical. And so when you think of, I'm gonna say the high school, then you're an English teacher, you're in math. Yes, we have many students who are working at 1 year, 2 years or more grade level. Below grade level. But if you have a 1st grader if you say the first grader is where it is 1 year below grade level, we're talking about kinder level. And if we're talking to a kinder teacher, the student is working is working below level, so is working at 2 months into kinder. So those grade levels are so crucial, are so important. And there's a lot of data that shows and proves the students who come with a very strong foundation from kinder first and second, those students are going to be more successful. Not to mention third, which is also very, very, very important. And so yes, the challenges for the teachers in those grade levels it has not been easy, because when we say, okay, the students can go to Clever, but all they have to do is enter their Google account. Okay, Google account is huge for somebody who's in kinder.
Yeah.
Somebody who's in first grade, somebody who's in second grade. That is huge. When they were in school, most teachers entered those accounts for them, one device at a time. So the device can save the user and password for the student. So that's when the student gets the iPad, all they have to do is click on one icon and that's it. But when they're home, is different. And so that has been different, a challenge for those grade levels. For grades 3 in I'm gonna say 3 in maybe 5th grade. Students are a little bit older. Some teachers did not have the Google Classroom account set up. And so teachers also had to learn that almost overnight. And so then transfer that into the students, that's another challenge, because before teachers left, that Monday when we went with March the 6th, the 16th, within hours, teachers had to get ready, had to prepare it, and some teachers had class dojo, some teachers didn't. So within hours, they created almost everybody created a class dojo, especially in the primary grade levels. And some teachers created a remind. And the point was how to connect with students. As of 2 weeks ago, when we met with all the grade levels, every grade level had already had one platform to communicate with parents. They either had class dojos or they had Google Classroom, and some other teachers. I mean, if the parent was not responding with either one, okay, they started making phone calls, or maybe said, well, I'm gonna send phone call plus a text message plus an email, trying to reach out those parents who were not connecting. And so that's another issue that teachers are having. And not only at my school, I think this is like in Calexico, I'm going to say district-wide, is that we don't have 100% of the parents in yet. And we have, I think, for the most part, I'm going to say roughly, this is a very wild guess, but I'm going to say the average, I'm going to say about 50 to 70% of the parents are connected with us in one way or another. I have also helped making phone calls, and I say, okay, you cannot, if you already tried, okay, send me the names of those parents, the numbers, and send me the message, and I'll try to call. And I was lucky that I found, I'm gonna say maybe 12 parents. I found 12 parents, and out of those 12 parents, some of those parents said, sí, señora, sí, maestra, sí, mire, me expliqué, maestra, dijo, señora, la maestra mandó en la mochila de su hijo una hoja con las instrucciones de una aplicación que usted descarga y es gratis, se llama Class Dojo, y tiene allí las instrucciones de cómo descargarla para mantener comunicación con el maestro o la maestra. Sí la miré en la mochila, pero pues no me fijé, lo voy a fijar. And so in other cases, it was like, es que yo te estoy trabajando, llego en la casa tarde, después ya no vamos esperando que mi esposo lo descanse porque nos vamos a ir a Mexicali. In some other, I mean, at least we were lucky with some parents, and then we had another family que me dijo, señora, la maestra, es que no tenemos internet. Y le dije, mire, ¿sabe qué? Vaya ahorita, antes de que cierren el distrito, le expliqué un estaba el distrito, vaya y usted ya que no tiene internet, esto si no tienen el equipo para que usted lo instale, lo van a poner en lista de espera. De veras, sí, váyase. Another parent, I don't have a computer. Le digo, váyase al distrito. Allí les están ofreciendo, les están prestando las computadoras. And then we have other cases in which the parents said, señora, fíjese que me dice la maestra de su hijo que tiene preocupación porque su hijo o su hija no está entrando los programas que se le encargó que hicieran en casa. Y me dice, es que yo lo veo en la computadora, pero me dice que lo está haciendo. Le dije, miren, nosotros de nuestra computadora podemos mirar si están entrando o no están entrando en los programas de la escuela. Y aquí tenemos la última fecha que el niño entró es a tal día y a tales horas. Y gracias por comunicármelo. All the parents that we have talked to, they've been very supportive. And but I also found out that our parents are all, we have another group of parents who are very needy and who need a lot of support on how to help the students from home. And I have had also some concern from teachers like, okay, this parent send me a text or a parent through Class Dojo or through email because has issues connecting through Clever, connecting through other programs that school programs. And so from my end, I've been saying, okay, have the parents take a picture of what they have, and then I would say, have the parents not use Clever, not use this. Have the parent go directly to this link, and then I send like screenshots of how to log in. And those screenshots have helped some parents. And in other cases, I know that one teacher schedule a Zoom meeting with another teacher and the parent to guide the parent on how to connect. Not because a parent has a computer and a parent has an internet at home, it doesn't equate like, oh, the student's gonna do it. No. Because the student, the child, in many cases, it depends on the grade level, especially at the lower grade. At the lower grades, like I'm gonna say, like first, third. The student was so used to just getting their Chromebook because it was already personalized, and they knew exactly where to go in the Chromebook, especially through Clever, because when they went into Clever, everything was in it. So when they borrow their Chromebook, or even if they have their own device, they want to go through Clever, but they notice that it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. It's because it's a different setting. Yeah. And or sometimes the iPad says it doesn't work because the way the students were connecting at school is different from the way they need to connect at home. If they were used to only clicking one icon or two.
Yeah, we because normally, I'm in technology. That's my job, and normally we're asked to make it as easy as possible for every students, teachers, office staff. Like, oh, just click here and it'll go in. So yeah, when you go back home and you don't have the same interface as you do at school or work, it kind of complicates things for the user at home. And because we often offer, as a district, we offer trainings for parents on some of the platforms that our students use. and sometimes, our numbers are low. Do you think now with the situation we're going through, in the future, if we offer trainings on Clever or trainings on Google Classroom for parents, you think, more people are going to
Yes, but I really want to meet more with parents via Zoom. And I know somebody mentioned to me, why don't you just record yourself so you don't have to repeat? I said, no, because every parent is a different case. Not all the parents are at the same level when it comes to internet or online usage. And we have parents who are very good at manipulating all the features within Facebook and all the features within the Messenger, all the features within their phone. But it doesn't mean they can do it when it comes to other type of applications and platforms. And we have parents that they do have a cell phone, but they use that cell phone to call and send text, and that's it.
Mm.
And we sometimes we assume that they do more than that everybody does what we normally do, and that's not the case. So we have to offer like I'm gonna say Class Dojo 101. Even a simple okay, download Class Dojo. We're gonna enter this class code. This is the way. Okay, you can send a message to your teacher, your son's or child's teacher. This is how you're gonna receive messages. So we need something and have them in different ways. Okay, how to send an email.
Mm.
We have to. Okay, we have parents that have never sent out an email, and recently somebody shared with us that the teacher encouraged the parent to send her an email about something about regarding school, and the parent for the first time sent her an email, but her entire message she put it in the subject. Okay, this parent tried it, but that is telling us the needs that we have in our community. Yes, we have parents who can probably develop a computer software overnight, but then we have those parents that are gonna enter their content into the subject.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a good way to create maybe a forum where parents can talk to each other and ask questions that maybe somebody already had and they figured it out on their own, and is at the same level as they are, and that way they can communicate easily. Is I'm a really beginner and this is how I did it, and
and not be afraid of saying I don't know, I need help. That's I think it's a human nature not to acknowledge publicly or to somebody who needs help. But we have to be very honest. Okay, this is not in my area. This is not where I can shine, but I need help. I think we do need. I think that I can't wait. When that happens, because I know that I know that some parents will come and they will come with different set of eyes.
Yeah.
And but we still have some parents that we have not been able to reach out. So that's one concern that we have. Every teacher has more than one parent, and when I say more than one, that it could be 10 parents, it could be 8 parents within a class of 25 or 33. And so they still have those parents that they have tried from A through Z. I have even tried to call. I gone to the Synergy and said, okay, who else is listed there in the emergency card? So we tried to call, and so we still have some families that we have not been able to reach out at all. And not long ago, I was talking to my principal. I said, "Hey, I live close to school. I said, I know I'm not supposed to talk to anybody or touch anybody, but if somebody can generate a generic letter for those families who we have not been able to contact, I'm willing to get those letters and I can tape them on their window or go to the house, tape it on the door." I mean, we have to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's especially for, like you said, those kinder through second, maybe third, it's really important that they're in communication with, their teacher and, they're, keeping their child, learning, it's really important because like you said, it's crucial years that they, will eventually catch up to them when they get into, higher levels.
On the other hand, they just have been doing fabulous things. One of the first grade teachers has been doing science activities with her first graders via Zoom with the ones who have been able to connect. They've been doing PE via Zoom. We have teachers who record short videos of themselves, giving instructions or teaching something, and send those videos, via Google Classroom or whichever platform they're using. And those teachers who still don't feel comfortable with recording themselves with doing videos, they do a lot of screenshots, but everybody is doing their part. And they started sharing some of the work that students are doing at home, because teachers have asked the parents and the students, do this, blah, 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 and then take a picture and send it to me. And they've been sharing the cutest pictures. And so we're doing our best, and they're doing what they can, and they know they're in constant communication with each other. And I shared links and activities that I find that I think are relevant to the grade level. And but it's been a learning period for everybody. I don't think there's a soul in this in our district who has not learned something new.
Yeah.
Everybody has learned something. And so just for that, the learning curve just went from maybe this.
No, and even for me, like, I know a lot of teachers that are afraid to try something new, and Zoom has been something that has helped me a lot in terms of doing this kind of thing, because luckily Lucio and Fernie have been using Zoom a lot with all the staff in our school to do trainings or whatnot. And so like most of you in our district are knowledgeable on how to use Zoom, and I can see that a lot of people are using it. Like you said, like you guys are meeting, the kids are going into Zoom with their teachers. So it's really good that, they're using a common platform to, connect with each other and me, like, and it, like I said, it's helped me because I'm able to have these meetings with you guys and talk and put this content out there. And and kudos to Lucio and Fernie, who have been, really
to everybody who has come to the plate and share what they want to share with the other teachers. And yes, Lucio, Fernie, in the team, Eduardo too. And kudos to all of them. That's what I can see.
Right now, I know that you wanted to share information both in English and Spanish, for in case there are parents there that will listen. And I'm gonna do a short clip of this and put it directly to Facebook so people can share it. And, I don't know if there's something that you wanted to share to make sure that parents listen, and if you want to remind them to contact, their teachers and how they can do it and all that.
Yes. Padres de familia de Calexico, soy la maestra Rosa Martínez de la escuela Dual, y los quiero invitar a que por favor se comuniquen con los maestros de sus hijos si tienen alguna pregunta, si no saben cómo ayudarle a su hijo en casa, o si tiene alguna duda, por favor, comuníquese con los maestros. Se puede comunicar con ellos también por correo electrónico. Si usted entra en la página del distrito o la página de la escuela, allí va a haber como un rombo, como llevamos unos iconos debajo de la pantalla, y va a haber uno que dice directorio. Entonces, si usted le hace clic a ese directorio, van a salir los nombres en el orden alfabético de todo el personal de esa escuela. Y allí va a haber como una cartita donde usted le puede hacer clic y se va directamente a que usted le puede mandar a este maestro o maestra un mensaje. Porque algunos maestros han tratado de comunicarse con algunos de ustedes, pero no han podido. Entonces, es importante que se comunique para que los niños no se atrasen. Y por lo que se han comunicado, muchas gracias. De todas maneras, que sepan que la ayuda está allí. Está al alcance de su pantalla. También a los niños y al igual que a los padres de familia. Si están los niños presentando alguna ansiedad por lo que estamos pasando, porque también se pueden contactarse con los consejeros de la escuela. Los consejeros de las escuelas, los psicólogos de las escuelas, las enfermeras de las escuelas están allí, están ahí presentes y están listos para ayudarles en lo que ustedes necesiten. Si no, hay maneras que ustedes puedan montar un correo. Ya una vez empezando la semana entrante, hay varias escuelas que están dando desayuno y comida, los lunches que le llamamos, de 10 a 12, lo están repartiendo. Las personas que están entregando las comidas, los lunches a los padres de familia, son los directores de las escuelas. A veces van a mirar 2 directores en una sola escuela porque se están compartiendo. Entonces, no importa que no sea el director de su escuela. Vaya con uno de ellos, pregúntele cómo comunicarse con el maestro o la maestra de su hija o de su hijo. Pero estamos allí todos para servirles a ustedes. Gracias.
You want to do it in English too?
¿Ah?
You want to do it in English?
Claro. Okay. Wait a minute. ¿Cómo le dije en español? Okay. Hello, Calexico Unified School District parents and families. My name is Rosa Martinez. I'm a academic support teacher for Dual Elementary, and I want to invite you to communicate with your child's teacher. And please know that the teachers, including myself, are here to support you, to support your child. And if you need help how to support your child at home, please reach out to us. And some teachers have a platform that is called Class Dojo. Some have Remind, some have a Google Classroom, or you can also use our school email. And if you go to our school webpage, there's some icons, there's some links, and there's like 4 links on the bottom, and there's one that says directory. You click on that icon or that link, and all of the names of all the people who work at the school are going to appear in alphabetical order. Then once you find the name, there's another tiny small icon that looks like a letter. And so you click on that letter, and it's going to open the teacher email account. And also please know that not only us, the teachers, are there for you and your child, but also the school counselors, the psychologists, the school nurses, the administrators. We are here to help you and help your child. And one more thing. And starting next week again, the lunches and breakfast are going to schedule is going to resume from 8 to 12. The people who are handing out those lunches, please know those are administrators or school principals. And even if she or he is not your child's teacher, you can reach out to any of them and say, I need to contact my child's teacher, but I don't know how. They are there to help you as well. So please count on us.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to add that we didn't talk about?
Okay. First, I want to say that the number one priority for everybody is that everybody's safe. We want students to feel safe. We want students that we care for their mental and physical well-being. That's our number one priority. Our next priority is that students try their best to log in to the platform that the teacher uses and try to complete those assignments so that they don't get behind. And going back to priority number one, which is the students' well-being, students need to know that everybody's here for them. And if they need to talk to somebody, not only the teacher, but the counselors are available as well in our colleges. And the people that they know, that the people that they feel comfortable with. And so they're not alone. We're here, and that we miss them, that we love them. And that's the reason some of the schools have had the car parades. And just this Sunday, our school also put a picture collage wishing the students like well, and know that we're here for you.
Yeah, definitely. You know, that's one of my biggest thing that I wanted to make sure that parents and students know that the district's here for them. I know that some people might have it harder than others, but overall, we're here. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is that we're not physically there, but we're here for you with as much support as we can offer. I know I'm talking as we, because I work for the district.
You are part of the district. You are.
Yeah, this is even though this is my podcast, but I'm part of the district. I've been working from home as well. But I've been in the district for over 20 years, and it's the closest thing that we've been through similar to this is the earthquake. And
yes, I remember I was there. We were there we were at the end of the
so it's super weird. It's strange that we're not there, and that I don't know. It's just crazy, but just know that that we're here. And like you said, there's a lot of ways that you can reach us. There's a lot of people there to support you. And yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys know and take advantage of this help, and parents. It's really important that you keep your students involved and connected with their teachers, because we don't want them struggling in the future. Rosa, thank you so much for taking this time. I really appreciate it. You're you have a lot of knowledge, you've experienced, and like I said, I was thinking like, man, how Rosa, keeping still for, you're always going at 100 miles per hour, but I can see that you haven't stopped. And I know that you are always thinking about the students and the teachers, and making sure that, they're learning, and the teachers are, have the right tools to make sure that our students are learning.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, and it was nice seeing you in a while. And
thank you, and again, thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for being the voice of many of us Calexico people.
Yeah. No, I'm lucky that I have friends like you that, are in education, that I grew up in this field, and that I can share everybody's knowledge, like your knowledge. I guess my first person that I interviewed, kind of in this platform, during this time was Mr. Quintanilla.
Ah, yes.
And the reason I wanted to share his story or his experience is because, like I told him, he's always been this calming person. He's always really calm. He thinks, positive. And I saw him on Facebook, and I was struggling with this whole situation, and I saw him, and I remembered, that he's somebody that I could reach out if I, needed a prayer or just needed to talk. And
yes.
And I wanted to make sure, people knew who he is, and that he's there for anybody that might be struggling at this time. And in that sense, but now I'm trying to make sure that everybody knows that, there's people like you that are out there to help, parents and students with the situation.
Yes, and if later you say, once we are out,
Mm-hmm.
if you count on me for if you plan to set up some training for parents, I'll be very, very happy to help. And the people who work with me, they know I'm very good at always creating. We call them cheat sheets, and because yes, when parents learn and all of us learn, it's a lot of show and tell.
Mm-hmm.
But like 2 days later, okay, where do I start? Where do I go from here? So I always like to create simple like steps.
Yeah.
So 2 days later, a month later, they can go back to it. Okay, I now remember. I know where to go from here.
Yeah, and it's funny because I started doing that at work too, and I think I picked that up from you and Deborah, because you and Deborah were like the queens of cheat sheets. Yeah. All right, Rosa. Thank you so much. Don't hang up. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you stay home, wash your hands, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thank you. Bye-bye.